everyone, I am Jala. Welcome back to my channel. In today's lesson, I am gonna speak about a reflexive and reciprocal pronouns. You will learn how to use them in a sentence. Generally, pronouns are the words that replace another nouns or pronouns. So let's begin with the reflexive pronouns. They are myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, themselves. We use the endings self and selves for reflexive pronouns. And what are reflexive pronouns? Reflexive means to reflect back to. We use reflexive pronouns in these cases. 1. When the subject and the object in the same sentence are the same person. For example, she did everything for herself. He hurt himself while running. In this sentence, the subject he and the object himself are the same person. So we say he hurt himself. 2. We use reflexive pronouns to emphasize that something is made or done personally. For example, I did it myself. When we say to emphasize, we mean to intensify. Here we intensify that it was done by me. Nobody helped me. I did it myself. When we say she cooked herself, here we mean nobody helped her. It was cooked by herself. I repaired it myself. Nobody else helped me. Here we use myself to emphasize I, to make it stronger. She could solve her problem herself. Here we use herself to emphasize she, to make it stronger. Pay attention to yourself and yourselves. We use yourself when there is one person. You can't blame yourself. And we use yourselves when there are more than one. You are my friends. You can't blame yourselves. As you see, we use myself for I, yourself for you, himself for he, herself for she, itself for it. And we use ourselves for we, yourselves for you, themselves for they. My brother cut himself while shaving. Here, my brother is a man, so we use himself. And the subject and the object are the same person. I look at myself in the mirror. Here, I and myself are the same person. Sometimes we can talk to ourselves. Here, we and ourselves are the same person. We normally use reflexive pronouns after these verbs: enjoy, blame, cut, dry, help, hurt, introduce, kill, satisfy, prepare, teach. For example, it's my fault. You can't blame yourself. They tried to amuse themselves at the party. He cut himself while cutting the bread. He should dry himself after having a shower. I wish you a pleasant holiday. Enjoy yourself. Can you introduce yourself to my friends? This book is handy. You can teach yourself English using it. I have cooked a delicious meal. Help yourself. When we say help yourself, we mean you can taste it. I have cooked this meal and I offer it to you. Remember, we don't use reflexive pronouns after these verbs. Meet, relax, concentrate, feel. For example, you must try and concentrate. We don't say concentrate yourself. I feel nervous. We don't say I feel myself nervous. She is feeling bad. We don't say she is feeling herself bad. We normally use wash, shave, dress without reflexive pronouns. He got up, washed, shaved, and dressed. We don't say he washed himself or he shaved himself, he dressed himself. We don't use himself. We can also use the preposition by with reflexive pronouns. When we say by myself, we mean alone. You can solve your problems by yourself. You don't need anyone. She lives by herself. She lives alone. We can say by myself, by yourself, by himself, by itself, by ourselves, and so on. I do my work by myself. It means I do my work alone. I make my videos by myself. I make my videos alone. Nobody helps me. Now let's learn about reciprocal pronouns. Reciprocal pronouns are each other, one another. We use a reciprocal pronoun when there is a mutual action. Kate and John loves each other. Here we mean Kate loves John and John loves Kate. They love each other mutually. We usually use each other when there are two persons. My sister and I help each other. My sister helps me and I help her. Sarah and I gave each other presents. Sarah gave me and I gave her. We exchanged our presents. We can also use one another in these sentences. We can say, Sarah and I gave one another presents. We can use one another instead of each other. But one another can be also used when there are more people than one. The students in our class help one another. Here we have more than one student. Everyone at work should respect one another. We are 3 friends and we help one another with our work. And now compare. We looked at ourselves in the mirror. We looked at each other in the mirror. We can sometimes talk to ourselves. We can talk to each other. When we say we can talk to each other, here we have a mutual action. But when we say we can sometimes talk to ourselves, here we have the same person. The subject and the object are the same person. Some more samples. We blamed each other, or we blamed one another. She blamed me and I blamed her. We can also say we blamed ourselves. We can also use nouns after each other and one another. We looked at each other's faces. We looked into each other's eyes. We helped one another's fathers. My sister and I help with each other's lessons. So I hope this video can be useful for you. Use and practice reflexive and reciprocal pronouns in your speech. Don't confuse them. See you next time!